So I was teaching yoga. And like I said, I've been teaching yoga for about 25 years, and one of the high school students, I had about 60 kids in front of me, and one of them raised their hand in the middle of PE class, which is what I was there for, and said, "What happened to your hand?" And I thought, oh no, I don't want to go there. So I ignored him, basically, and I just kept going on with my yoga class. And he stopped me and said, "No, I want to know what happened to your hand." So I caught my breath for a moment and I said I was born with it. And thought that that's all they wanted. But what they wanted was a story. I was a gymnast, a competitive gymnast. I had already had that under my belt, and then I got into junior high. And the teasing started. And it was every day, it was all day long. And I thought, I don't want to be that girl with the hand, which is the whispers I'd hear when I was walking down the hallway. There's that girl with the hand. And the elbowing and the nudging. So I thought, okay, I'll just put my hand in my pocket. And I got really good. So what I started to see was I was only prolonging the inevitable. I can only hide my hand in my pocket for so long, and eventually it was going to come out. So what I had to do is I had to have my mom take me shopping. And I had to buy all new clothes because I knew my hand would continually go in my pocket if I put myself in a situation that was going to make me nervous. And what I found was, it was so much easier than I imagined. It's much more trouble and worry and fret when you're always trying to find something to hide that part of you in that you can't change. You cannot lead if you don't know who you are. So No More Pockets was my journey into finding out who I was. What cemented it for me is when I shared this story in front of that group of yoga students, and I saw an emotional reaction from more than half, young women and young men. And this one girl, I'll share this story, stood up and said, she started crying. And she said, "I know this story. I don't have necessarily a birth defect. I don't have anything setting me apart. It's what's inside me." She was an artist. She had won several awards in her community and was asked by the principal of her high school to put a mural on their school. And she did. Her creativity, that which she carried inside her, was as personal and as part of her as my hand is. And she had shut it down for 4 years because she was afraid to stand out and show that thing about her that was unique. She had buried it down, she had hid it, and she had put it in her pockets. At that moment, this is when I got it. This is not my story. This is everyone's story.